back to the Time War podcast. We're here today with Anish. We're here today with Annie, Pact,
Yeah.
and Salim.
What's going on?
Greetings to all you Time War podcast subscribers.
Yeah, so today we're gonna just talk about we're gonna do like a little recap of the matches that happened this week, and then we're gonna go like get more in depth into the matches that start next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. So yeah, Anish, start. Go ahead, tell us.
Yo, what's up, dude? So I know it's been a crazy couple of days for Champions League. Champions League is back with a bang.
Yes.
But, like, we'll get into this later. But the thing is, nothing's over just yet. Nothing's over just yet. Like,
Facts.
even maybe the PSG Barcelona time might not be over.
Facts.
You never know. You never know what to... We've seen a lot of comebacks in the Champions League, but I think comebacks are going to work a little bit differently this season, dude.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen this season is, especially from what I've seen and kind of like the effects of the pandemic and everything, the fact that there's no crowd, I think we're going to see like two trends. You know, like it's almost pointless making predictions about individual matches because like things always defy our predictions. But the thing is, we can make a pretty like logical prediction when it comes to just the overall outlook of the whole Champions League. And I think we're going to see many comebacks in away games. You know, instead of teams using the home field advantage to come back, I think we're going to see like more of the away sides winning. So we're going to see more away goals and teams making comebacks away from home. And we might also see, because of the lack of, like crowd advantage, if you want to like put it that way, I think more teams can win home and away. Because the factor of fans, encouraging one team is not really there anymore. So maybe it's a better judge. We might see one team, winning both legs. We might see that like in a lot of these games. So our PSG fan is here, and I'm sure like he wants to like share some thoughts about the game in retrospect now that we've let it settle. And digest what we saw. That it's been quite a while since I've seen, honestly, a Champions League performance as good as the Mbappe like individual performance. And so the floor is open now, and I want you guys to like discuss what's the best individual performance you've seen in the Champions League. Give me like a top 3 or maybe just a top 1 if you want. So yeah, the floor's open. Anybody?
Are we going like all time or just on this season?
All time. Definitely, because the seasons there's not a big enough.
Yeah, like we're still really early in the season, so
yeah, all time.
Individual.
can I start?
Yeah, that floor is open.
First of all, I think I have to go with Ronaldo against Atletico. Like, not a lot of people talk about it, but like, it was unbelievable that first the Bernabeu against Atletico in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just took over the game. It was 1-0 to like the 70th minute, and then like he turns up 2 goals, 3-0, and like time was pretty much over. Like Atletico tried to come back second leg, like those goals like too much to overcome. Like also go Lucas Moura against Ajax a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like one half, score a goal like all on his left foot, on his like weak foot. When you were 3-0 down technically, and the tie to go through was unbelievable. So those top 2 off my head that I've seen live personally.
Like
like I said about them. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go. You finish.
I was gonna say obviously like the Mbappe performance like ranks up there as well for sure.
It's close to the level of that Ronaldo performance against Atletico based on what he was doing, and the thing about the Mbappe is, dude, like I really like honestly. And I wanted to talk about this as well, with regards to Mbappe and Tuchel. Like, I've been kind of critical of Pochettino and sometimes Tuchel as well, and like how they differ, management styles and everything. I feel like with his attackers, Pochettino is probably like training them a lot better than Tuchel. The thing is. And like I have to now give like Pochettino props here because the thing is, sometimes when you have like this much talent on the pitch, this much attacking talent on the pitch, it might be a better idea to just let the players play their game, and like have a lot of freedom, because then they might produce and like yield better results. So for example, Zidane understood this. Ferguson definitely understood this. Heinkes definitely understood this.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Like he's spot on.
And I think to an extent, Pochettino understands it as well, dude. Like, I mean, because I feel like the way he's using Mbappe, like right now, especially, and this could also be because Neymar wasn't playing. Like, he's using him in like a much like less restrictive role. So Mbappe can like dribble and carry the ball a lot more, create a lot more, take on players. And the thing is, like, you're actually seeing the best out of him. And I feel like even when you take away the hat trick, his performance is easily still like a 9 out of 10, even without the goals.
Yeah, like the Ligue play and everything, 100%.
And like the thing is, like, we saw like his confidence, like like maybe getting a little bit less in the past few months. He hadn't scored in about a year, and now he hit a hat trick. And I think, the player that Mbappe is, he's actually a very well-rounded player, dude, and he can have like solid 10 out of 10 performances without like having a direct impact on the score sheet. It's not like Haaland, where like Haaland needs that kind of goal, and these comparisons we've seen on social media where like Haaland like and versus Mbappe. I feel like Haaland, because he's a striker and because he's like not as good on the ball as Mbappe, he needs those goals to have a complete performance. That's not really the case with Mbappe. Mbappe can drop 10 out of 10s even without scoring. And you saw it, for example, against Belgium in the semi-final of the World Cup. It was one of his best performances. He dropped a 10 out of 10 without having a direct impact on the score sheet based on what he was doing. So the thing is, with this guy, I feel like when he's given the freedom and he can dribble and he can take on players, beat players 1v1, create chances, that increases his confidence and gives him that confidence boost he needs to then like contribute to the score sheet. I feel like when he's asked to do more, when he's asked to track back, when he's asked to dribble, like his personal confidence as a player improves. And
100%. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely the case with him. So,
unpopular opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If Neymar wins this UCL without... No, I'm not going to be talking about Neymar. Okay.
Mbappe,
if Mbappe wins the UCL without Neymar, does that mean Mbappe is the guy now? Does that put him up there?
I think many people already see him as that guy.
But,
what do you guys think?
But we have to be careful, though. This is Look, I don't want to take away his performance. Okay, incredible performance and everything. But you have to look at, like, to be the devil's advocate, we have to look at the team they face. Barcelona is not a team you expect we can say is a level that can give PSG a hard time. Let's say he was facing
Barcelona. It's not like you're playing one of the teams.
I know, that's what I said. But don't get fooled by Barcelona La Liga what they were doing. They didn't face the top teams. They were having hard time beating the top teams in La Liga than the bottom ones. They were absolutely going after the bottoms. Don't get fooled by because of what they were doing in the La Liga. Because La Liga, they were only facing bottom teams. They haven't seen them perform in any caliber where they can say, you know what, okay, this is the Barcelona, we look at it. I mean, you can see it when they faced Sevilla in the Copa del Rey. That's the Barcelona we knew. They got Julius Koundé had a field day with their defense.
Oh, Koundé.
Yeah,
that Sevilla team themselves got exposed against Dortmund.
Yeah, the Koundé had a field day. Langley, the defense of Barcelona is done. I'm not going to take away. Yes, you need that kind of performances, but you have to understand that this is not Barcelona you're going to face second round. Let's say the quarterfinals you face Atletico. Okay, how are you going to break them down? You need Atletico are going to make it so hard. They could take away Mbappe's key aspect of the game and just nullify him completely. I've seen Atletico done that. They have done it with Liverpool. They have done it with Bayern. They have done it against Barcelona's MSN. I mean, way better than that's. This is only Neymar and Mbappe. So you need Neymar. I don't want to see any of this. If Mbappe by himself is not going to win the Champions League for PSG, I'm sorry. Anybody who says he's going to do it, you're lying to yourself. And guess, first of all, like telling people like Mbappe has been ass. Let's be honest. He's been ass in the whole year of the Champions League. I'm not gonna take, like I said, I'm not gonna take away the performances he did. Yes, form is temporary, class is permanent. Okay, but you have to understand though, he's been bad for the past 7 games. He was horrible. He needed this kind of performance. I so for him to say, "Oh, he's the best player in the world" and all that, no, he's not. I'm sorry. There's the freak of nature. Lewandowski is still the best player in the world. So I don't want people saying like they anointed him as the best player in the world now. He's not. Second, you need Neymar. There's no way I can guarantee you PSG is not going to win a Champions League without Neymar. They need Neymar, not just him. They need another player, another striker with them that's efficient. Okay, Icardi is not. Musa King, yes, he will score goals, but I don't trust Icardi and King to do anything with PSG. And PSG defense, let's not. Okay, let's look at it. PSG defense is still ass. They're good.
No. I don't think so. Though. I think they're really, really good. I think they're top.
No, but I know I don't put them like I don't put them like I don't put them in anywhere like where the best defense has it. Like I'm not gonna put them close to even if Bayern has a high line, they still can get you. They can defend. They can do a lot of things.
No, but I think PSG's defense is probably the best. I'm gonna be honest.
Look, people can say like Bayern's highlight. It all depends on how clinical you are. And we saw at PSG when it matters the most, they were not clinical. Like Neymar and Pepe, like that final, they like the blame lies on them. They were not clinical against Bayern. Do you think it's gonna happen? I don't know, but you see the Bayern where like they still give you that chance, and people are not clinical. You need to be ruthless. No, I don't think PSG gonna win a Champions League without Neymar. And anybody who's anointing Mbappe, he's gonna be carrying PSG. No, you're kidding yourself. This is Barcelona.
Yeah.
Barcelona collapsing. They are done. Barcelona already dead. They're buried, and PSG just already buried them. So yes, I honestly don't think so. So no, they need Neymar. It's not gonna happen.
I mean,
I'll agree like that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, you first, Steve.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I agree they need Neymar to go all the way, but like for this tie especially, I think they're all right without Neymar. Because like the team as a whole worked hard to like nullify Barcelona, I'd say. Like against Bayern or something, I think you need that individual quality. So I'd agree with that.
They're definitely not gonna win it without like Neymar. And I'll say it again for the people at the back in case they're listening, dude. Like there is the chance that Neymar ends up being the best player for PSG in the Champions League out of Mbappe when it's all said and done. There's a chance.
100%.
He's still the top scorer of PSG so far in the Champions League, by the way. Like he already has 6 goals despite like not even playing the first leg. So he's the main reason they got out of the groups because I mean they really struggled to get out of the groups.
It's 2 goals at Old Trafford against United were massive.
Exactly.
That was a big
United could have taken them that game as well, but
yeah, but unfortunately you can't employ Martial, so not much
Martial. We don't talk about that fraud.
And there's still people considering him to be the bigger because he's aesthetically pleasing in the eyes.
Who?
Martial.
Tony. Please stop, man. My guy has less goals than his midfielder. What? How?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it. You need individual brilliance. Like you need Neymar. There's no way. I don't care if PSG fans are listening. They can come after me. You're not winning Champions League without Neymar. You're not. There's no way. The team you faced is Barcelona. They're dead. Dead. Completely joke. It's a joke team. You're not beating the likes of Bayern, Atletico. Man City. You're not beating those. Even Liverpool, you need still Neymar.
Yeah,
I'll go as far
still
as
agree with
Liverpool,
that.
not this season, but yeah, good point. I agree with
I
everything else.
look, like I said, Champions League form. Throw away anything in the league. It doesn't matter. You can be the best team in the league. Champions League is completely different when it comes to that. Because no matter, I've seen teams where like they're so shit in the league. When they go to Champions League, it's like that different aura they have. So I still like. I wouldn't say the favorites. Bayern, PSG, Atletico, Man City, Liverpool. Yeah, those are like the top five favorites. But the top
Yeah, the
still
top
Bayern.
four definitely.
Yeah.
That's my top four. I'm gonna have to like put honestly like I thought about it, and we'll definitely talk about this more. But I thought about it, and I don't see Atletico winning it. I know a lot of people saying they're strong, but I think they honestly like also like kind of like what we said about PSG last week, and they have like something to prove against Chelsea because this Chelsea team is kind of similar to like where Barcelona were at. You know, awful coach, managerial changes, like a lot of big money signings coming in and not impressing. But they've been on a winning streak in the league. But like again, who have they played? You know, so like so can Atletico then show up in the Champions League? I think they have to prove it. You know, like especially. You know, and I said this like I've been saying this all week, dude. Atletico Madrid are that type of team where like they sometimes really struggle a lot more than we think against the sides we expect them to be. You know, that's like kind of the really stupid thing about them. And then they really show up against, teams where they're severe underdogs against. For example, Liverpool last season. For example, MSN Barcelona. For
I
example,
mean, they weren't severe
Bayern.
underdogs. Like, they always had a chance, but I know what you mean. I think, yeah, we know,
Yeah.
we know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But speaking of underdogs, who is your guys' pick? Because sometimes, and especially in the last few seasons, dude, we've seen like one or two of those teams that nobody expected. For example, Leon last season was definitely
Luckily, on Ajax year before in Tottenham.
Spurs. So who's gonna be that dark horse team in the Champions League? Let's start with Annie. Who do you think is your dark horse for the Champions League?
Well, my dark horse got knocked out by Leipzig, so no, I'm joking. Uh,
Good song. I'm joking.
what could I have not dreamed? Maybe
Yeah,
United could have
I
done
have
a
a dream as
fucking
well, but
Ajax. And
go ahead.
I know, but like it is what it is. Like my team got beat up and knocked out. Out of the teams left, I genuinely think Atletico might actually be in a chance to win it because if I remember correctly, I think they've only conceded, is it 13 goals since the start of the season?
I think,
Or was it a bit more?
something like that. Something like that.
Or
I
was
can
it a bit more?
check it
So
right now.
I'm here thinking, which team in the Champions League will want to play a team like that who's only conceding that many? Like maybe City may be the only team who has enough firepower and squad depth to go up against a defensive manager like Simeone. So I'm putting Atletico down as my dark horse.
How about you, Pac?
I would honestly, I think I said this for the Spear game, but I'm saying Dortmund because they have the firepower. Haaland at the top, like you always have a chance when you can score goals. So
I
I'll go with
know, but
Dortmund.
their back line, like Hummels.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
saw
Like
it against
Hummels, like
Sevilla.
Berkey, yeah, everything. I know what you
But
And
mean.
even like it doesn't look as good as some of the other teams that you're watching. Like if it wasn't for Haaland and Sancho turning up and doing what they did last season, who's doing the job for them?
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, like you always have a chance when you have a goal scorer. So look how
Mhm.
Ronaldo carried Madrid for years. So I'm just saying, you've always
True.
got a chance. Yeah, I go with Dortmund, like number one.
And Solemn, who's your dark horses for this competition? And let's not say Liverpool because in my opinion Liverpool are top four. So
Salim, if you say Liverpool, I swear to God.
they're not dark horses. Let's give him. Maybe he needs a moment. But for me, definitely like I'm definitely like with Pact on this one, dude. Like I think Pact is like really onto something when he says Dortmund is the dark horse seeding. you hit the nail definitely, because you said, when you have that goal scorer in your team, you always have a chance.
Yeah.
And the
Look. Sorry to interrupt. Look how Dortmund played against Paris last season, especially the first leg.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't fancy anyway, at Paris, you never know what would happen. But
yeah, no one thought they would win that first leg.
yeah, especially first half against Paris last season as well. They should have scored at least one, even though it was 0-0 at half time.
Could we then say Chelsea could also be a dark horse, considering how no one is talking about Chelsea? They've just acquired Tuchel. They've got a string of games and they've won the last 4. They're not as easily broken down as they were before.
Can you trust Tuchel in the?
Yeah, I was about to say that as well.
Champions League.
Yeah, but with the players he had, then again, because he had so many, he had the freedom at PSG with all the players he had. Could I trust him to not let me down again in the UCL?
I still don't trust Tuchel in the Champions League.
I don't think a lot of people do, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, he made a final. You have to at least give him the benefit of the doubt
and see if he can do it again. But that Chelsea team is still a bit suspect. Like some of the players there are still a bit. Can I really trust Werner with the form he's been showing? Havertz hasn't turned up since he came to England. You've still got Rudiger and Christensen as Piliqueta's on his last legs.
Yeah, I think Ziyech is a good player. I think he can make heels difference.
Like Atletico team, they're still in form. Like let's not their players are in form. You just gotta with Suarez show up and score a Champions League goal, round of 16. That's the thing.
How much trust do you put on them? Like, where do they rank? Are they top 5 in your opinion? What's up with that?
Atletico or Chelsea? Top 5, yeah.
Atletico's top 5, definitely.
See, I think definitely the thing with Dortmund is, and definitely Salah might also agree with this as well from watching Bundesliga for all these years. They definitely have missed a replacement for Lewandowski ever since Lewandowski left.
Because I think they signed Adrian Ramos. They had Aubameyang for a while. It was good for them.
God, Adrian
Ramos.
Then the guy, that Barcelona striker, Paco Alcácer.
He was good this first that period. Remember when he scored? I think every game he played, he scored a goal. He was amazing, and then the drop off. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I think he's at Villarreal now, actually.
Literally, I think. Yeah, like Pac said, once Lewandowski left, that was it. I don't think they've had a prolific striker till Haaland has come. They'll try Royce.
But even though that, they had Aubameyang for a while, but Aubameyang was a winger originally. They made him a striker,
an inside forward more.
A forward. Yeah.
They haven't had someone prolific. Haaland is here now, but the question is, Haaland is doing all of this now. Is he still going to be there in the summer? Let's say Dortmund want to now challenge again next season. Will Haaland still be there? I highly doubt it with all the teams that are chasing him.
If teams want to pay 100 million, they'll do that this year. But the what I found out is the
release clause is not active until next year.
Yes, I found that. Yeah, yes, you're right. You're correct.
It's not active till next year, but some people are willing to take that gamble because he's showing levels that most strikers haven't shown in a few years. So why not take the gamble and buy him now?
Yeah, another thing is obviously it's gonna be 75 million next summer, but there's gonna be loads and loads of clubs going for it. So why not pay 90 million now? It's a guaranteed 30 goals a season minimum.
Because if Dortmund start that bidding war, that could go from 90 million up to 150.
Think about how many clubs need a prop number. Benzema's getting old in Madrid, Barcelona as well.
Yeah,
Lewandowski's getting old. Barcelona need a new striker.
I really think Bayern could be the surprise package that just
that gets out. No way.
Yeah, dude, that's the one.
That's honestly a great shout. I didn't think of that.
I'm so.
I look, Liverpool are not going to get him. You know why Liverpool are not going to get him? Because of his agent and Liverpool's board. Yeah, they had
United and Liverpool. right, we hate Raiola so much, but Woodward will dance with Raiola one more time if it
No,
means
no,
he
no.
gets Haaland.
Man United will
He
dance
would
with Viola, but
he
Liverpool
will
have
dance with
clearly
Raiola
said
one more
sorry.
time.
I mean,
He will dance with
like, Anna,
Raiola.
you hate Raiola so much that you pay him 20 million a year. So I don't know what's up
Who,
with that.
me? Look,
Like,
it's
your
not my
club.
money. It's
Yeah.
not my money. It's the club. The club, I can't do anything. It's not my money. I can't say, oh my God, every time I rant and rave about them, it's not, I remember, it's not my money. They can do whatever they want, innit? So,
Pogba is what, getting paid what, 400K a week?
Something
who?
like that.
Pogba. So that's the money that's going through. Like the money
Pogba's
is
not getting paid 400,000 a week. Please stop
how much?
listening
How
to
much?
people.
No, I'm just finding out.
He's
Like
on 250.
Yeah, De Gea's the one that's on like 500K a week.
De Gea's the one that's let me down.
Mm.
375K. Like, I can't believe this, man.
De Gea's proving me right every year. But go ahead.
Like, fucking hell. Like, all the guys were trying to not bring my vibe down. Like, come on.
Says who?
Oh,
hey, man. Yeah,
but
this is
yeah,
crazy. So what's the next topic we talking about?
Yeah, so definitely, like, just wrapping up on that, I think a huge like influence in Haaland's decision is going to be whether Dortmund finish top 4 this season or not. If they do finish top 4, like he might still give them a chance, especially if they go far in the Champions League, like we're thinking. And the reason I'd like to say that they're going to go far, dude, and especially you saw exactly why against Sevilla, right? The last time a properly defensive team reached a final was 2017 with Juventus. And the last time a defensive team, like a overtly defensive team, won the Champions League, you have to go all the way back to like maybe 2012 Chelsea or 2010 Inter. Since
I'm sure it's 2010 Inter because Chelsea's team wasn't really that great and they weren't really defensive.
No, I would agree. Like they were like relatively like defensive for the Champions League.
You have to be pragmatic. And we haven't seen any team with a tiki-taka since Pep's last team to win it.
Since Pep's
Well, technically
2011.
Enrique's Barcelona, but
to be honest, dude.
No, it was not. Enrique's Barcelona was not tiki-taka.
It's not tiki-taka.
They were direct. They were direct because they were the they were passing the midfield. They were just like long balls to MSN and let them do. Like they were just like that. Like the tiki-taka died after. And you saw it where he brought it to Bayern and he couldn't even pass the semifinals for 4
quarters.
Yeah. And Man City still plays the tiki-taka. They want to keep 70% possession.
Yeah, well, there's a between like possession and like tiki-taka.
I think Man City's kind of straying away from the possession a little bit more this season and focusing on like
it's a lot more like
organized.
I've actually seen Pep defend properly.
Yeah, I think the game at Anfield showed them like a blueprint probably for them to get over these hurdles.
Yeah, you can't just go out and attack everybody. Sometimes you need to defend and play it smart and grind out a win.
And I feel like teams, especially like ultimately what the thing is, like I feel, and I'm really glad Salah mentioned the MSN. The MSN were kind of ahead of their time. They kind of were ahead of the time. If the MSN was around now in this current era with these like, current optics, as he likes to say, they probably would win the Champions League.
Definitely, especially like against like some of the defenses they'd be going up against. Like this MSN against like this Bayern team, like I think it's cakewalk.
Like absolutely, like, and the thing is, I feel like what the Dortmund Sevilla game in particular highlights is that if you have a very good, what's more important than like the personnel you have in your defense and your midfield is your attack. Like your front 4 or your front 3 are the most important like things in the Champions League. And the Champions League, strangely as it may sound, like we always talk about balance and defense, but the Champions League rewards teams that attack a lot. Teams that tend to attack like go very far in the Champions League, like Ajax, like Dortmund 2013, like the MSN Barcelona.
That is true, yeah. Like even Ajax, like I'd say.
like the Ajax was it last season? Ajax
It was
last oh my
two seasons
goodness.
ago. Yeah.
Or 2 seasons ago. That Ajax was such a great team, but obviously they fell short to the Lucas Moura hat trick. Like, what can you do?
The man scored a hat trick in about 20
Ah,
minutes in between each other.
And
That's
exactly.
Pumblo is
Like,
here.
but
Yeah.
really and truly, it should have been Ajax. It should have been Ajax City because
Yeah,
Pumblo
like
is
definitely
Semi-finals,
those two
yeah.
teams bottled
here.
it absolutely.
that was still such a shifty goal to give. That was such a shifty goal to give.
Pumblo
And I think
is
like you
here.
saw the to the greatest extent with Bayern last season too, because they said their defense was pretty much their defense was pretty much revolved around recovery speed and last ditch interceptions. There wasn't really a defensive game plan with them, but there was a lot on the attacking aspects of it, dude. They're just a team that tries to score as many goals as possible, and in this competition, scoring away goals is the most important thing. If you score enough away goals, you can, in theory, be able to go very very far, and very very deep into the Champions League. So that's why ultimately, yes, Hummels, yes, the team isn't very complete. Yes, the manager is kind of a joke. But if he gets the attacking balance right, because see, attackers have a lot. They're not just responsible for scoring goals. The attack is also there's also a creative aspect to the attack, and Dortmund's attack is very very complete. They always generate chances. The thing is, now they actually have that striker in Haaland who can put those chances away and hold up the ball really well and has the athleticism to keep up. So I think they are my dark horse for the Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
You were
who?
spot on.
Who?
Dortmund. Okay, who's your? Oh yeah, I have to ask you the question as well. Who's your dark horse for the Champions League this season?
Ooh, oh my, Holland is gonna take Dortmund to quarters. My Holland.
I think I can see them making a semi depending on who they get in the quarters.
Yeah.
Depends on who they get, of course, but yeah, I can see them making a semi. A lot of people say Gladbach, but I don't think Gladbach Gladbach have the right style, but they don't have as good players as Dortmund would, and the quality of players, especially the quality of the attack. The personnel you have in your attack matters a lot, dude. If Gladbach had Haaland and Royce and Sancho, then of course they would be the dark horse. But Dortmund is the dark horse.
Facts. And aren't they? Isn't Gladbach's managers going to Dortmund?
Yeah, funny enough.
Yeah, Marco Reus. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
What a man.
And another fun fact, dude. He actually at Mainz, over 10 years ago, he was a player under Jurgen Klopp in that club.
Wow.
Klopp used to be a manager.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He learns something every day.
Oh no. Him and Klopp used to be same. He worked with him at his first managerial position, Mainz or something.
Mainz, yeah.
Dortmund
Mainz
also,
too.
yeah, Mainz and Dortmund, I think, yeah.
Damn.
The next we know, Zeljko Buvak will come back in the management.
He's the one that he's the one where Klopp leaves if Klopp doesn't extend after 2025. He's the one that I'm hearing.
You really reckon? Because one would bring Gerrard back. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because right now Gerrard at Rangers, he's looking good.
No, there's I need Gerrard to do it in the Premier League.
He's in the Scottish League, and Scottish fans think there's not much difference, so why not go for it?
I need him to do it in
16 points ahead of the next person.
I know, and undefeated. They haven't lost a league game.
I think they've won. I think they've lost one.
No, that was the cup game.
I'm sure they've lost one in the league. Just one in the league. Hold on.
Look, the rumors I'm hearing, he's the one who's
0 losses.
0 losses.
A Scottish Premier League expert, Pablo, coming in clutch.
25 wins, 4 draws, 0 losses.
16 points ahead.
Yep.
See, so he has a grasp of what he needs to do.
If he wins the next 3 games, he's over.
Exactly, but the question is, There is no question though. Like he's won it. Like literally, he's won it in record time.
Yep.
Because yeah, South currently get
No,
a
no,
challenge this
no,
season.
no, 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 like him, this guy, and the other Pep Lingner, the assistant man. So
But
it's
Pep
gonna be a
Lingner's-
battle to
Yeah,
Pep Lingner.
You know.
So those three will be the main looked at it. But yeah, he's a good manager. People don't understand. He's like I think he'll give a tough time to Man City on Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday.
it is Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So what's there? Yeah, Marco Rose. I don't. I
Bro, he
don't know.
will. He will.
I don't know. Like, out of all the players that City have, you can't tell me that he won't be able to beat up Monchengladbach easily. Like, I
Bro,
understand.
Monchengladbach have a
I
players that
understand.
they have a good midfielders. They have a good back foot line, and they have a good striker.
Yeah, they have like what's called Sakari in midfield. It's brilliant for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but Sakari's
Let's
been
like
playing.
quickly on
And
that- on
not
that
just
note.
Sakari,
Sakari's-
not just Sakari. That also the guy the attacking midfield is
Neuhaus,
good.
Neuhaus,
Marcus Thuram.
Thuram.
No,
Neuhaus is a
Neuhaus
very talented
Neuhaus has been linked to Liverpool and City. He's saying this is like from like legit reporters are saying that he's been looked at by those two clubs. So yeah, they have a good players, man.
Dude, let's talk about the Champions League games for next week, dude. Like starting with that one, then like since we're already on it. So Annie, how do you see that going down, and what do you think Gladbach should do to
Between-
stifle City? Because like as a United fan, you know City like pretty well. So like, what do you think? Like, how do you think Gladbach should approach it?
Well, really and truly, everything my manager's tried to do hasn't worked. It's only worked how many times? Twice last season. He played on the counter, and the only reason it worked last season is because I generally think Guardiola didn't know what to expect from Oli, because
Mhm.
I don't think Oli knew exactly what he was doing either. But
Yeah, we all get lucky in
Playing
life,
on-
don't we? But go ahead.
exactly, he got lucky twice. He got lucky twice because it shows this season he can't even do it. He can't do it. So something either he lucked out or he actually knows what he's doing, and I think he lucked out. Because if you done it home and away, and then this season you can't even get yourself to even a goal, like how? Like I genuinely think the only way this game turns out to be a Monchengladbach win
Mhm.
is if Pep does his tinkering again. Because
Yeah.
every time it comes to a UCL game, Pep tinkers with the team instead of just telling these guys, look, you're better than these guys, just go out and prove it. Like he probably does with every other game. Like, look what he did to Spurs. Look what he did to United in the League Cup semi-final. Just tell them you're better than these man, go and beat them up. Like, there's enough players on that City team to go and handle Monchengladbach easily. Like,
Mhm.
I think Monchengladbach should also be wary of guys like Phil Foden, because
Yeah.
like Phil Foden looks like probably the best youngster coming out of England right now.
Easily.
I'd say
yeah.
Saka's up there as well, but yeah.
Yeah,
Saka's
but
a
I
baller.
think Saka's a great talent, but I think Foden. Think about this: David Silva left, Foden slotted in. It's like nothing ever changed at City.
Mhm.
I mean, he plays like a different role to David, but I don't mean.
No, but it's like, think about it. I never thought Foden would be getting this amount of game time and doing this level of consistency. Like the guy's
And
playing
that's where you have to almost give
he's
the
at his
props to
prime.
that. Like that's where you have
It's
to give
like
the
he's
props
playing
to
in
that.
his prime,
Mhm.
but he's not even playing his prime. The guy's like 2021. He's still got years.
So then, like, okay, so I'll go to Solomon for next, and then like Pack for the City perspective on the game. So Solomon, what do you think about like this game and the Gladbach?
You guys
City?
like, yeah, but, like you guys have you guys paid attention like when what Pep Guardiola's been doing in the league when they play, like how he's overloading his fullbacks, like the full sense of giving other teams like the full sense of their fullbacks are open. Like he's been playing like the three at the back, but it doesn't look like a three at the back.
Mhm.
Like like I've seen Shinzeko would pull in, act like the third center back, and give freedom to Cancelo, and that the midfielder will push up high. Good one will players that up like a like he will play a midfield and a striker, like a false nine position, where like he's way up as attacking, and they will inverted wings like way up high. So it depends on what he does. If he plays the same, if he comes with a pragmatic, doesn't fold, doesn't like try to like be more. What do I say? Force the issues, like dominate the game. I think they could. If they don't try to dominate, if they don't try to dominate the game, and they look the game as we are better than them, but we will. It's like you don't give too much respect, but you respect as an opponent, and you try to go the game and play the way you're supposed to, and they will win. But if he does a second guess himself and does the stupid shit,
Yeah.
they're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or like
yeah,
at least make it more difficult for themselves.
yeah. I think the manager of Monchengladbach is gonna make it difficult.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to play. He can be pragmatic. He can sit deep and go for the counter. Like the Monchengladbach players are good. They have a good striker, good midfield, and a back line that's decent enough to withstand pressure. And you also have to understand that Monchengladbach has played Bayern. Bayern's style is similar to Man City, no different. Both high attacking, full line, high line. Man City still plays the high line also. Uh, Possession wise, try to like suffocate you on your own half. Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be entertaining game, and I expect Man City to win, but I'm not gonna rule out Bayern, uh, Mönchengladbach to come at least a win. If they come out, if Mönchengladbach comes out a win, I'm not gonna be pissed. I'm not gonna be shocked because it's a decent team. That at least they go up against a Bundesliga team that is equivalent, similar, or better than Man City. So no, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if by Mönchengladbach wins.
Okay.
And no one should be surprised if they win. Like
Yeah. I don't think like anybody, especially like the way the season's gone, dude, and like the way the last season's gone, dude. Like, I mean, anything's on the cards with the Champions League, like as far as results, dude. So like, I don't think anybody should like be surprised at all. Especially given, I mean, they scored like I know it's only Shakhtar, but they scored 10 goals against Shakhtar in 2 games in the group stage. Dude. That's quite a bit. So like, if they want to, they can score lots of goals. But I feel like before I go to Pact, I think City have a really good template to use for this game. Because last season in the group stage, they faced kind of like the Gladbach of Italy in Atalanta. You know, Atalanta, that team with a pretty talented midfield. They have really good attack. They play that kind of like they're probably more attacking, honestly, than Gladbach, whereas Gladbach is more of like a transition based team. But I think you honestly like they honestly have like similar weaknesses. Like Gladbach leak a lot of goals. So, like, Man City kind of have to play arrogant, you know, play like they do in the Premier League, play like how they played against Atalanta and really dominate and try and score lots of goals. If they play to outscore Gladbach, I think, like, they win over 2 legs. So, like, let's go to Pact and, like, see what, you know, so in your opinion, what do you think City have to do, like, to what's your lineup?
Yeah, first of all, like, it's not the first time we played Monchengladbach. Like, we played it, like, I think twice in the past 6-7 years. Like, we never won like away. We won their away like in the last minute, 2015. But like, it's never easy against them. If you know what I mean. And there's still a lot of like similar players from like that Gladbach team. So yeah, second of all, right, I think it's gonna be like a strong team. I think Gundogan comes back because he's back from injury, right? I think Cancelo has started right back, has to be him instead of Wall, I'd say. And then centre backs styles like Stones, Diaz, obviously Edison in goal. Probably Zinchenko left back. He's been decent lately. Yeah, Gundogan has to be Roger, I'd say. I'd say Foden and Bernardo, like maybe like Foden can like start like out wide somewhere like in the field or something, because I don't think they're gonna risk De Bruyne for this game. I think it's too soon. And obviously like Sterling and Jesus up top, that's what I go with.
I might honestly like I think I'll probably pick the same thing. I might also like I think another possible good option would be like that front three that you guys used against West Brom and Liverpool that you started with Foden, Sterling, and Mahrez on the right.
Yeah, Mahrez, yeah, like him and like Sterling, like it's changing. It's like, and the first half against Liverpool was top. If you don't,
I'm wondering who he's gonna start for this UCL game because you like have Arsenal on the weekend.
yeah, this weekend, yeah.
So I'm wondering, is he going to
It's
tinker with the team
Arsenal's
on
this
the
Sunday.
Arsenal day this Sunday? So is he going to tinker with that team and then? Because I generally think you lot are gonna steamroll Arsenal. So
I'm
that's
fixing the
not
eyes.
really an issue.
Yeah.
But I'm
No,
just
I think
thinking.
Is Gabriel gonna play Arsenal?
Jesus.
No, no,
Oh,
no, no.
Gabriel from Arsenal, the centre back.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
think he
I
might
don't think so.
ahead of Rod Holding. I might be because Arsenal fans are saying.
Because
I
there's no
think
way
Arteta fancy
Luis.
Luis is going to start that.
Oh my
Or
god.
Arsenal might not even go to Arsenal might go half strength because they didn't win against Benfica. They 1-1. They could have lost that game as well. They
They went
wasted
1-0
so many
down, so yeah.
chances. They wasted so many chances. Aubameyang missed a sitter in like the first 20 minutes. So Arsenal do not want to risk not being in Europa League because if they lose this game, that's it for their season.
That's not true, actually, but I know what you mean.
Mm.
They can still
Alright.
drop point. Yeah.
So our next game that we kind of touched upon a little bit more. Of course, this is not chronological at all, like based on who's playing Tuesday and who's playing Wednesday. Tuesday's games, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Atleti, Chelsea, and then Bayern, Lazio, right?
Yeah. If I'm
And
right.
then Wednesday.
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. Yes.
Yeah, you're correct.
And then
You're right. You're right.
we covered one of Wednesday's games. We'll leave off Madrid Atalanta for later, for when our Madrid esteemed chairman of the
I'll
Madrid
pundit,
fan
yeah.
base comes back, if he ever comes back.
If he's alive somewhere.
Let's talk Chelsea. So this is one of the most unpredictable games, and I'm just like, we talked a little bit about it off air last night, so I'll just like give you some of the reasons why this can go any which way. Chelsea are like really, really in form, but as you saw, you know, especially since Tuchel came, like compared to like what they were under Lampard, but as you saw, like, you know, for Koeman and Barcelona, like that form against weaker teams in the league, week in, week out, doesn't really mean much when you come up against the likes of an Atletico Madrid or PSG in the Champions League. On the flip side, you know, Chelsea's attack has improved a lot since Tuchel like took over. And Atletico Madrid have actually been conceding, you know, like quite a few goals, more than usual. They've converted into a more attacking system. You know, they usually leak about like maybe a goal per game. They just drew against Levante. You know, but they also score more on the other end. But then again, it's Champions League, so maybe Simeone reverts back to a more defensive and pragmatic approach. You know, especially like in the away game. You know, like maybe the goal is to like nick an away goal, but then otherwise nullify Chelsea's attack. So he might end up going with that approach. Maybe their defense will raise their game in this competition. On the flip side, do Atleti really care about the Champions League this season? Are they desperate to win a trophy? Are they desperate like for La Liga? So will they focus on that and let Chelsea have it? Will Chelsea care about the Champions League as much? Because they're fighting for top four, and that's really uncertain, given that West Ham and Liverpool are right there. So, Annie, let's start with this. So how do you see this game going? And I think it's at Stamford Bridge. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The first leg at Bridge? Or was the first leg at Atletico?
I'm sure it's at Stamford Bridge, I think.
No, it's Atletico.
No,
It's at the
it's Atletico.
It's away. Okay.
It's away.
I actually think, you know, if Atletico do their usual thing, which is like score first and then defend for the rest, I think like that setup of having the first leg at home and the second leg away actually benefits Atletico Madrid. But like maybe given their attacking game plan, like that might not happen this season. So Annie, continue. Who do you think is
the game? The game's not at the Wonder, is it?
And it
No.
feels like it's...
Yeah. Oh yeah. The first leg.
Okay, so Atletico. They're flying high in La Liga. Is it like how many points ahead of Barcelona are they?
They are about 6 points ahead,
6
but they
points.
have a game in hand. They have
a game in hand, so this in the same setup as City. They have the game in hand. so everyone is chasing them, and they have the 1 game leeway. Whereas Chelsea, Tuchel has taken over Chelsea. They started to look better footballing wise, but I still think they're a bit shaky at the back. Like there are a couple games, like even the Newcastle game, or even Spurs, even the Spurs game. They were when Spurs started to pull it on, stick it on them. They were a bit shaky. So I'm still worried about that defense. That defense against the likes of Suarez and Carrasco's out because he picked up another injury again, which is upsetting and unfortunate for him. But I would like to see how these guys handle João Felix. I want to see how this defense handles, or how Tuchel sets up to counter João Felix, because I think this is the game for João Felix to have a bit of fun at that Chelsea's defense, because they all look
with
so
Cross
shaky.
out, especially, it's going to be on Felix to break the lines.
But I think this one is tricky because it was still Chelsea Lampard's Chelsea. Then you'd say Atletico win this season, but with Tuchel and his setup,
I think you might need to come a little bit closer to your mic.
Yeah, we can't really hear you.
He actually might give it a go. He might actually give this a go. And Timo Werner's he's not looking like a man reborn. He's just assisting everybody more. He's running more. He's giving people assists. He's not scoring at the rate that he should be, but he's doing more for the team. And you never know what Tuchel's been saying to all his guys. And like all the German players now look like they want to actually play football this time. So it's one of those where we just have to see how he sets up to counter this defensive football of Diego Simeone.
The thing is, and we'll go to Psalm next, like, Atletico should go with the defensive approach in this game. They should go with the defensive approach in this game. Because the thing is, Chelsea don't have that much creativity. They really don't have that much creativity. Their midfield isn't that good. I don't see many chances being generated from that midfield. And I don't see many elite dribblers in this team that can carve open, like a compact 4-4-2 that Atletico used to play. If Atletico go ahead and they sit back, I don't really see Chelsea coming back, into the game in the first leg. And I think Atletico could just make a 1-1 away. But if Simeone goes attacking, he might be a little bit more unpredictable. So, Pac, what do you think about the game, and who's the favorite team in the first leg?
I definitely think Atletico are favorites, especially first leg, way to Stamford Bridge. But at the same time, see the way they played against Liverpool last season. I don't know if they'll be as defensive, because Liverpool was a much bigger threat on paper than Chelsea are this season. So I don't know, maybe they'll sit back as they used to do, maybe not as much, and that might leave them a bit stretched, so maybe they won 2-1, not 1-0 is one thing. I don't think it's going to end 1-0. At the same time, it depends how Chelsea want to approach it as well, if they really want to go attacking, because if they leave themselves open, could be and the end of the time, really, it could be 3-0 or something.
Yeah. Felix on the break, quite a dangerous player.
Yeah, it's Felix and Suarez as well, who's scoring goals.
I think the key here is Chelsea have to go back to Stamford Bridge with at least a single goal, at least one. Get at least one, and maybe, just maybe, you've now put yourself in the driving seat.
To ultimately do the biggest downside, that most teams come away from Wanda, or back in the old days, the Vicente Calderon. Was the fact that they usually came home with nothing. No away goals. And against Atletico, that's really, really bad. Because, a 1-0 is exactly where they want you. They can just sit back, enjoy. You might nick a goal in your own stadium, but then, they'll catch you out, and somehow, some way, it's like getting outplayed the whole game. They might just, get, that away goal on you, and then the tie is pretty much dead there. So, somebody who knows a lot about that, tell us about Atletico Madrid, and what did Chelsea have to do that Liverpool couldn't do last season to beat these teams?
I mean, the Liverpool last year is way better than
Mhm.
Chelsea, and what Atletico did, the way they beat. Look, first, I'm not gonna like. I will ignore like the way Liverpool scored the goals was good. You know, they attacked, they pressed, they suffocated. They didn't allow Atletico to have anything. They scored the two goals. We can forget about the mistakes that happened. But I think Chelsea, what they need to do is don't try to be more. Play. Don't try to play Atletico's game. If you play
Yeah, don't get
Atletico
drawn
game,
to like Atletico's like
yeah.
compact game.
Yeah.
If you get drawn to Atletico game, you find out the hard way. Like they're gonna suffocate you. They're gonna do like what they did to us in the first leg, because we kind of fall to their trap. Because we didn't have a shot on target at the first leg. Liverpool had no shot on target. So don't fall to the trap
Mhm.
of uh, where you go for toe to toe with them with their game plan. Like
Mhm.
Tuchel needs to have different mindset. Like you can be pragmatic, you can attack, you can do a lot of the things. Just leave the game the way it is. But it's gonna be very, very difficult. The question is, are you prepared for 180 minutes of defensive minefield? It's a minefield. It's like you going in a battle zone that's too much of a minefield. That's what it is. It's going to be that much because the Atletico are going to suffocate. They're going to suffocate Chelsea to have no like. They're going to make Chelsea act like cross and hope for the best. Like cross and hope that Giroud just gets one chance, one head. That's it. There's no way they're going to beat them through the middle. There's no way they're going to beat them a lot of things. So I don't know how they're gonna like. It's gonna be complicated how they're gonna do it.
Mhm.
So I'm really gonna be I'm gonna watch this game. I'm not gonna make a prediction because
Mhm.
the way Atletico play is like it suffocates you. You don't want to play against them. You don't want to fall their tricks of the way they play. So
Mhm.
I'm not gonna make prediction. I don't know who's gonna win. It's gonna be two
Mhm.
teams. And also, you have to understand that Tuchel's like to playing pragmatic. Also,
Mhm.
he doesn't like attacking. He likes playing three at the back, five
Mhm.
and three. So he likes playing that. So we will see what happens. I'm not gonna make any prediction, but it's gonna be a complicated game of what what Atletico is gonna throw at Chelsea. Is it gonna be too defensive, too pragmatic, or just a simple game of two teams like will Atletico sit? Will Atletico
Mhm.
give up possession, or Atletico kind of act like they're gonna be the front foot of attacking? Or is Tuchel gonna throw a side wrench and say, you know what, we're not gonna be a possession team. We're gonna give you the ball and you attack us. We're gonna play your game.
Mhm.
So if he does that, who's gonna win? Who's gonna be on the top? Uh, And and you have to understand, Atletico a shithousery team.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're definitely like they fight for everything on
Yeah,
offense,
Yeah.
their
on
shit
everything.
housery, their shit housery level is way worse than Burnley. It's like
Mm.
Burnley on
I
a
mean, yeah, if Burnley
drugs.
win the Champions League, then yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say they beat them on that, bro.
yeah. That's gonna be the thing. They're gonna be shit
Mhm.
house. They're gonna like if you touch them, they're gonna fall off. the
Mhm.
the game will be won on what the ref does, how
Mhm.
he controls Atletico.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the way the shithousery level, is he gonna allow that too much of shithousery? Because it gets your mind, you're not gonna like it. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna make a prediction on that game, but I'm gonna really watch that game very
Mhm.
very closely the more than the one that they play on Wednesday, right? Or Tuesday.
I think it's
Tuesday.
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 Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday.
So and Bayern is playing Tuesday. Yes,
Tuesday
I'm
as
gonna
well. Yeah.
pay more close. I'm gonna watch this game closer then I'm gonna watch Lazio and Bayern because I want to see what Atletico does. Because Atletico's defensive shape is what's gonna tell me who's gonna win the game.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because if they get that, and Chelsea, no matter what happens, they could not concede in the first minute.
Yeah,
No
especially
way.
like I look back to the way
Because
Liverpool like went 1-0 down last season, like off the
I'll
corner.
say
yeah,
I'll say
that
They
first
literally switched
15
on.
minutes. I'll say first
Yeah.
15 minutes.
yeah, the first 15 minutes, if they concede, game over.
Yeah.
But
It's
if
game
this
over.
Atletico
What
defense
actually
as
sounds to be
good
fair,
as
I want to say this
last
game of like
season,
it's like 10 times more difficult.
No,
They're not-
it's worse than this season. Go
Yeah.
watch their league defense. Like when they like Barcelona, what they won against Barcelona, what 1-0, right?
1-0.
Hmm.
And what do they
Yeah,
do?
it
What do
was
they do?
1-0. Ugh.
This season, I mean, it was a pretty ugly game, dude. To be honest.
Ugly, very ugly, right?
Yeah, like pretty much what you're describing.
They made a shit house. Like the 1-0, then after that, it was a complete
Mhm.
shutdown of what? No, like it couldn't do nothing. So it's no way. I don't like. No way can Chelsea allow uh, Atletico to score the first goal because if they do, I don't see anyhow like you're gonna score against them.
Hmm.
Like
I'll say
like against the Barcelona, they scored in the first like right before halftime, and guess what they did in the second half?
park the bus.
Walk the bus.
Part the bus, the plane, the jumbo jet, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make prediction because people think like Tuchel is gonna be a possession wise. He's not.
Mm.
He is and
And he
Chelsea.
shouldn't be. He shouldn't be
Yeah,
either.
and Chelsea have only won against teams that are like the bottom, like the
Bottom
teams they
half,
Mm.
have
yeah.
beat,
Like they beat Spurs
teams they
recently,
have
even
beat,
had Spurs on.
like teams they have beaten. What? Only Spurs 1-0, and that was like shithousery the way they won.
It was a pen.
Yeah, and it was a pen.
But even then, like I'd say
Like
they deserved.
yeah,
Tottenham.
they deserved it. They deserve it, but Tottenham also got like should have equalized. They got Chelsea got away. I'll be honest. Chelsea deserved the win, but they also got away because Tottenham were kind of like shithouse themselves away from. Like the first 45 minutes, what were you doing? Like sitting back and not trying to. So yeah, the teams they beaten is what Sheffield, Spurs, who are
They
like
beat
not
Sheffield
good.
United, yeah.
Yeah,
They drew
Burnley.
0-0 at Wolves. Worst Wolves team
Yeah,
in like years.
Yeah, but that was his first game,
Burn.
so I can't really.
Yeah,
And dude, that was that
Burn,
that parking the
and
bus, dude. The way Wolves parked the bus was like shame.
But at the same time, they need
yeah,
results. Like they need anything they can get from
Burn.
NFL.
But like I'm gonna watch, and
The
they're like
Southampton game,
yeah, the Southampton
that's
game. Like Southampton are a
that's
shit
gonna be a
team.
real test. Southampton have so many injured players out. I want to see what he's actually gonna do.
Danny Ings back to Southampton, yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is back. I think.
Danny Ings has been back for a couple games now.
Yeah, he's back. Like I think Vestergaard is back for them.
Oh, I
Vestergaard,
thought didn't he come off against
Bednarek
Arsenal
is
though?
back.
Annie,
Did who?
didn't he come up against Arsenal? Danny Ings, I
I
think.
don't think so.
I think I'm thinking of someone else actually. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a big game this weekend. Yeah.
Bednarek is back. So that's something. That's another one.
Didn't he drop a stinker
It's only
last time?
yeah, but he's been dropping stinkers since United, so I can't really. But that
Salisu
it's
is
one
back
of
for them.
those. It's one of those like don't expect Southampton just to roll over for you because they have a high press as well, and we want to see how Tuchel will handle that.
And Tuchel is also going to play the 3-4-3, so it's going to be. He likes playing that position. You saw it. You play that position like or he plays that 3-5-2 sometimes, like to attack other teams. Like,
See, for me, dude, like I feel like for Chelsea, the key is like they kind of have to like play a pragmatic style against Atletico, because usually that's the biggest foil against. Like, Atleti struggle against teams that play pragmatic, and who they have to break down, things like that. And for me, the key man for Chelsea is Giroud, because against Atletico, you need that striker who can win headers. Like, he's going to be pivotal, so they should definitely start with him. And for Atleti, I think the key player, like Felix was mentioned, but for me, it's Suarez, and Salim alluded to it as well. Like, I don't know how these Chelsea defenders, as inexperienced as they are, I don't know if Silva's going to be fit or not, but even if he is, I don't know if they can handle, forget the form of Suarez, but the psychological aspects of Suarez, dude. Like, the fact that he gets under your skin, the fact that he makes it difficult, he'll foul you, like, do some dirty fouls here and there, push you around, bully you, that kind of thing. Like, force you into making overextending and then making careless mistakes like that, getting frustrated. So that is going to be difficult for Chelsea. But yeah, it's kind of a very difficult game to predict. I'll say 1-1. I'll just say 1-1. Like, I think Atletico, I don't know who's going to score first. Maybe Chelsea even score first. But based on what I'm seeing from Atletico lately, I think 1-1 might be. Or maybe Atletico just trashes them. They just show up in the Champions League. Tuchel gets exposed. That could happen as well. But from the way I'm seeing, maybe 1-1. Yeah, go ahead.
Like, Tuchel in the Champions League, let's be honest though, the year they went to the final, come on, the route they went is what? The only team that was good was what?
Dortmund, probably.
Dortmund.
And who else did they beat in the semifinal?
I think Leipzig. They beat Leipzig in the semi and Atalanta in the quarters.
Yeah, I mean, they face the difficult teams?
Not really.
I'm not gonna take that away. I'm not really. Look, you beat whoever is in front of you, yes, but I'm not taking that away. They beat who is in front of them. Yes, they won. But I'm saying when they faced a difficult team, they couldn't. Tuchel couldn't be more pragmatic. He became a shell of himself against Bayern.
Mm-hmm.
So what? And no way. If a fully loaded Liverpool and fully loaded MSN Bayern couldn't break down Atletico, and this Atletico, even though I wouldn't compare their defensive line as the Godin era, but they still are I would say 2 to 3 steps below, but they're still better than that. They're still the same team that faced that Liverpool team.
Basically.
The only thing is Partey left, but they got all their players are healthy this season.
Mm-hmm.
Their defensive back is healthy.
Yep.
That helped them out. And let me get it. I think Atletico could lose this game because this team Atletico, when they go out of that Spanish stadium Metropolitan, they're shit ass.
Wanda Metropolitan, yeah.
Yeah, Wanda Metropolitan. They shit ass, bro. So I that's why I'm not making prediction.
I'm surprised it's out loud after they won at Anfield last season, but I guess you have every right to be.
They're
what
shit.
you're saying.
Yeah, I mean they shit like the one I'm team neutral place. I don't want to go back to 2020, okay, that Liverpool game, because that Liverpool I have wiped it out my memory. I don't want to you reminding me now. It's not good. Fact. Now I need to go a place and wipe it out. Man. So yeah. Now look, I'm not that's why I'm not making prediction. And because Tuchel can also play shithousing. He
can, and he should. He should go with the pragmatic.
Yeah, he tried to shithouse the Bayern game, the final, but it backfired him because Bayern are clinical and they have a pedigree in the finals, and they had players who could step up in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see who does that for. Are you trusting Mount? Are you trusting Giroud? Are you trusting Warner? Are you trusting Kai Havertz? Who the heck are you trusting?
I mean, I trust Ziyech for one, but that's probably it.
I'm sorry.
Maybe Giroud's the
but
most.
No.
I'll take. No. I'm sorry. I'll take back Giroud. Yes, Giroud.
Yeah.
Yes. Abraham? I
Oh,
don't think
Ew.
so.
Asshole.
Any Chelsea
Bambi
fan who has the
Abraham.
guts to tell me you will trust Abraham in a Champions League against Atletico, come outside and talk to me.
We
Come,
don't. We don't.
Bambi
seriously.
Wait, actually,
Abraham.
I'm looking at my window now and I see Abdullah, so I think he's outside waiting for you.
Luntu says the same thing as well. Luntu thinks that.
Oh my god.
Luntu
Who
believes in
really?
Tammy.
You
Who?
can't trust Bambi
Tommy?
Abraham.
No. Who? Timo Werner?
oh no.
Timo Werner, who's
Finding
been
Timo.
ass as this, bro. We need to make a documentary. Like seriously,
A
there should be
documentary.
a yeah. I mean, how's this guy disappeared? And who else? Pirates? That I don't even know if he exists. Like, have you guys seen him? Like, I don't know. Ziyech,
The Yesh.
the biggest one we forgot. The American shooter.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
classic.
your man.
Champion. Captain America.
Captain
Oh, no.
America.
Captain
Really?
America.
Where is Captain America? Can a Chelsea fan in the comments later please tell us where is Captain America? I mean,
Yeah,
Captain America
where is
was.
he, dude? Like, I mean,
I'm sure he's
I
injured
mean,
again.
there's literally rumors coming out in the media saying Chelsea are really looking to sell him. Like this guy had an arrogancy to take the number 10 shirt, and he's been asked because he had what 4 or 5 games of proper patch, and
Mm.
they were already saying to him he's the great all Captain America is gonna take Chelsea and lead them to a glorious. I'm sorry, I really don't see. That's why I'm not making any prediction because both teams are shit housed with a two shit house managers. So I'm not making any prediction between Chelsea and
Mhm.
Atletico. I don't know who's gonna win, but I'm gonna watch carefully
Mm.
because whoever is gonna face them in the quarterfinals is gonna have a difficult time. Yeah. And it's, yeah. So I'm not making prediction. That's my assessment between.
All I know is I want PSG and Liverpool in the next round. And you can
Yeah,
see it.
I think that's what we're all
Bro,
hoping for.
All I know is I want an
bro,
Mbappe hat-trick at Anfield. And Neymar with the
bro,
brace as well.
bro. If that happens, if that happens, if that happens,
You're
Yes.
saying it like it hasn't already happened
and
at Anfield
no,
before.
no, but they lost at Anfield. He scored 1 goal, so
No, I'm just talking about you conceding at Anfield.
yeah, we can see the answer. They haven't. A team hasn't what we can see the team beating us at Anfield. It happened this year. Is like forget COVID. There's no fans, bro. It's like people not like you don't see what's going on. We got
Anfield
Everyone
beaten by
sees
right
what's
Atletico,
now.
going on.
bro. Anfield
Everyone
Juju
sees.
will come back. Will return when
With
fans.
And if
fans.
it doesn't,
Will it though?
Bro, he will return. Let us get healthy, okay? Let us
well,
bring
get
our
That's the
general.
most important thing, dude. That's the most important thing.
Let us see the dream of getting healthy because let us, okay?
Let
I
us.
don't I don't know why people bro. If it happens, it
Let's
happens. I'm not afraid of Atletico. I'm not
Let
like
us.
Liverpool. Liverpool have a Champions League pedigree. We are
I mean,
royalty in the Champions League.
I
Okay,
mean,
with Barcelona, Madrid,
uh,
Bayern. We
I don't
we
know.
there. Like we're not afraid. So if PSG wants to have a tango with us, a tango dance, we will dance with them.
I
No
want to
no problem.
dance with the devil. Yeah.
But if we win, I'm gonna tell you, if Liverpool wins, I want everybody high because I'm going to gloat in a beautiful way.
It's alright, don't worry.
oh god,
You'll be kicked from the sofa
oh
for a full
Is it
god.
time.
gonna be? Is it
Yep.
gonna be a reverse of what Muntai did like the other day?
Reverse Munta.
Bro, my gloating level, it's gonna be
Oh
way better
god,
than whatever Muntaha did.
no, I can't wait, dude. Jesus.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my assessment is done with PSG, and I mean Atletico and Chelsea.
Dude, I just won't give you the mutes, dude. I just won't give you the mutes. That's all. Anyways, like
Oh my
our
god.
last game, and people have been talking about where the goal's coming from. There's been a lot of hype surrounding Gladbach City. There's been so much hype surrounding Atalanta Madrid. But this tie could be really high scoring, and I think both teams can definitely be on the score sheet. Lazio versus Bayern. This is actually like a lot more interesting than what like many people may think. Now, let's get one thing just like out of the way first. Bayern is probably gonna go through. Like I give them like an 80% chance of like going through over 2 legs.
Yeah.
The thing is, like the first leg, just the first leg, is quite interesting. You know, like the second leg is not for another 3 weeks. Bayern is gonna have a lot of their players back. They might rest people in the league. Who knows? Speaking of that, what are Bayern's goals for this season? See, because that's like something only Flick and maybe some of the players know. Do they want to win a treble, or is the back-to-back?
You say treble, but like that's already on the picture.
They can win treble, so you
Mhm.
can forget about it because they got knocked out in the DFL Cup, the cup game.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
got knocked
So
out.
yeah, double.
Super Liga.
I think they should prioritize the champions. I honestly think they should.
They're
How
going
many
for they're going
Bundesligas
for
do you
that
wanna
back to
win?
back.
Yeah, how many
Yeah,
Bundesligas do
they
you
go
want to
back.
win? They played the strongest possible 11 they could against Armenia. Is that really necessary?
No.
I think like you're starting to see some injuries pop up in this Bayern team. Muller going out with COVID, Pavard going out with COVID, Goretzka going out with COVID, Gnabry being injured. I think something to do with his knee or his ankle. He's out indefinitely. And then now like some more injuries in the defense as well. So like this is kind of a tricky-ish tie. You know, kind of a tricky-ish tie. And now people are starting to ask questions: is Bayern's defense going to hold up anymore? You know, because they use such high-risk strategy. So this is the game, you know, where we're going to find out more about Bayern. Because in the league, yeah, the results have been kind of close, to be honest. They've been kind of close. Like, they only beat Hertha by a goal. You know, and Hertha Berlin could easily have, like, you know, like, equalized or even won that game. They've conceded, like, the most number of goals in the top 4 in Bundesliga this season. So the defense in the
That
league is
game
crap.
where it was 3-3, that was not convincing at all.
Armenia, yeah, I think that was, like,
Yeah,
last
that
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, they were 3-1 down at one point.
Mm-hmm.
exactly, and that's not convincing enough.
And I said this before as well, like, the timing of the Club World Cup was really bad for Bayern this season. Like, to have that at the beginning of February, just days before their Champions League tie. Like, and they sent a full-strength team to that as well, dude. So, like, they're totally trying to, like, push this idea of, like, being one of the legendary teams. But the thing is, like, teams that win the treble usually don't win back-to-back trebles. And they're, like you guys said, they're already out of the cup. So, like, I don't know about this team, like, overall by the end of the season. We'll see, like, because the thing is that the more you, like, the more you just try to, like, win all these league games, look what happened with MSN. Pablo can tell you all about the MSN.
Oh,
like, the
God.
MSN in 2015-16 didn't get any rest at all.
Nope.
You know, Dani Alves didn't get any rest at all. It was the March international break, though, that I think killed them. What happened with the... what happened with MSN?
I was gonna say, right, because like after that, like you saw what happened in the Champions League, obviously. We also saw like in the league, like how the form like fell off the cliff essentially. Like I think they lost to Valencia at home. They obviously lost to Madrid at home, and like they barely like scraped over the line at the end. And obviously, next season we saw what happened as well. Like they didn't win. I think they only won the cup. So
and the start of that actually started in February, similar to Bayern. Like,
yeah.
I remember that run really well. What happened is that the MSN Barcelona team started to concede a lot of goals, and especially at the beginning of games, like they had to like claw their way back into games and like come from behind in almost every single game. For example, Athletic Bilbao in the cup, if you remember that game.
Oh
that
yeah. Oh god. Yep.
where Neymar scored that screamer. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like that's you. So I'm seeing a lot of parallels between these two teams. Honestly, I'm seeing a lot of parallels between these two teams. And while Bayern should comfortably make it to the quarters, it could be similar to that MSN game against Arsenal, where like, okay, they beat Arsenal easily, you know, in the round 16, but it wasn't like by the massive scoreline that everybody expected. You know, 2-0 away, 3-1 at home. So like you win both legs by 2 goals. Like it's not really like the way Bayern beat them. You know, like 5-1. I feel like people were kind of expecting that, but that's not really what they got because like again the fatigue started to set in at that time. So I feel like Bayern might like make it out of this, but like the real test starts after that March international break. That is the most pivotal turning point of this season. You know, I feel like last season was like completely weird because of the pandemic just hit like about a month before. But usually in the season, like whoever comes out of that like international break strong and finds form after that international break has a huge advantage in momentum, like for going all the way, winning league, winning Champions League, whatever you want. So for Bayern, dude, in this game, the transitions obviously are going to be like crucial. Lazio kind of got exposed against Inter, but they also played really well against Atalanta, especially Milinkovic-Savic. I think is going to be really important, especially since Bayern don't have Goretzka. He can really exploit that midfield, the gaps that are going to appear in that midfield with through balls, long passes, anything, you know, to find the likes of Immobile. I know, and Lazio actually have quite a bit of pace on the counterattack. They can't really use it in Serie A because most teams don't play a high line, but you might see a little bit of it against Bayern. And for Bayern, like, especially without Gnabry and without Muller, dude, like, they're probably not going to score that many goals. I mean, like, that's just a fact of the matter. So, I'm going with, I'll say 3-2 to Bayern, but you can easily see maybe a 2-2 or, like, I mean, it'd be crazy if Lazio somehow pull off a win here. I mean, they probably won't maintain that win on aggregate, but like, I mean, it's on the cards. It's just like it's just not a strong possibility, but it's on the cards. So I'll say 3-2 to Bayern. So let's start with Annie. What's your like prediction for this game?
I think the battle is gonna be won in midfield. It's going to be down to who wins that midfield battle between Kimmich and Milinkovic-Savic, in the sense of who can take control and give their forwards the chance to collect the goals. But at the same time, don't discount Atalanta. Like,
Lazio.
their football, Atalanta, Lazio. See, look at this. I'm looking at both of them. They kind of play sort of similar styles, but Lazio. Like, I haven't really watched much of Lazio. I've more or less been watching more of the Milan clubs, so I can't really speak on Lazio. It's more Bayern. Bayern always seem to come to the UCL and do what needs to be done, except for the time when they came up against Liverpool, and fortunately, they ran out of luck there. So, but Bayern should have enough. Bayern should have enough to at least take it to a considerable scoreline to take it back to the Allianz. So we'll see what happens with them.
Okay, so Pablo, what's your prediction?
All right, so I think most people forget about this, but so when Bayern played Lyon, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, Lyon should have won that game
4-3
easily. Like,
Yeah.
they did not have finishers at all. So now, if you put Lazio there instead of what's it called? If you put Lazio there instead of Lyon. If you put Lazio there instead of Lyon, I would think that Lazio would win that. To be honest, it's just my opinion, but
Well, you said you really reckon like this Lazio team would be like Leon from last season?
no, I'm just thinking like so because like I said that like Depay and I forgot what the guy's name is, Dembele.
Oh,
right?
Moussa Dembele and like
Moussa Dembele.
Toko Kambi and all them.
Yeah.
Akambi.
Yeah, Akambi, bro. They should have finished. Like they should have finished those chances, and they could have won easily because since it was only one leg. But so I'm saying like if you had put like Immobile there, I'm sure he would finish those chances.
At least two of them.
Yeah, especially like in the form like Immobile has been since 2019, like
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah. And like Annie was saying, also in the midfield, since and Anish as well, you said that Goretzka isn't there, and it'll definitely be a battle, Kimmich and Milinkovic-Savic. But I just feel like because of that, what happened last season with Lyon and Bayern, I feel like Lazio have a good chance, especially. I haven't watched too much of Bayern, so I don't know if they still play the dangerous high line. Do you know if they still do that?
No, nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. Okay, then.
Nothing's changed.
The thing is, I don't know how much pace Lazio has.
Their pace is decent.
Decent?
Like from what I saw against Atalanta, their pace on the counter attack is pretty.
Because I know they have Luis Alberto, but I think he's a center forward, so I don't think he. But I'm sure he's pretty fast. Immobile, I guess, kind of moves like I want to say Zlatan, but that's probably not a good comparison. But he doesn't have like as much pace, of course, as other strikers. But yeah, I haven't seen too much of Lazio either, but I feel like it will end. I'm gonna say 2-2, a draw. They're playing at. Are they playing at the Allianz or?
It's in Italy.
Oh, Italy. Okay. Yeah, I'll say 2-2.
Yeah. And I think just before I go to Pac, dude, like a really like good result for Lazio this season in the group stage was the fact that they beat a Dortmund team with a fully fit Haaland. I know Dortmund aren't as good as Bayern, but they beat.
I remember that.
Yeah, they beat that Dortmund team with Haaland in there, and he scored as well. But they beat them 3-1 at home.
Didn't Immobile get a brace?
Yeah. They also drew away from home, which was also really impressive. So yeah, like there's. I mean, they're not as good as Bayern, definitely, but like they're kind of a similar-ish team. Yeah. So, Pac, what's your like thoughts on this game, and who do you think has the edge in the first like?
Yeah, like obviously Lazio being at home, it's going to be like give them a slight advantage, even though there's no fans. But like at the same time, I think Bayern away from like recently, especially in the Champions League, they've been like within the Chelsea last year, pretty special. But if like what's called a Serbi like turns up and like the goalkeeper turns up and everyone like plays a part, no mistakes, like they have the chance of taking someone back to Germany. So even if it's like a 1-1 draw, if they somehow like win 1-0 or something like that, like I think 1-0 would be perfect for that. No away goals, but like even 2-1, like if they lose 2-1, like they still have a chance to go through if they score a couple away from. Like with Immobile, like when you have a goal scorer, you always have a chance, you know. So like with Immobile, like Caicedo and all, like Milik Savic in midfield, like yeah, they got a chance definitely.
Like, and that's kind of like almost like the tie between PSG and Dortmund, where like that time it was Dortmund who won 2-1 the first leg, but that away goal gave PSG momentum in the second.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
so Salam, what's your call for this game before we close off for the night?
You there, Salim?
Yes.
Your mic might have cut out.
Try leaving and coming back.
Salim.
With the
Your mic is stinking up the place, Salim.
Okay.
Salim, I've been telling you to get off like dial-up internet. I don't know why you don't listen.
Salim, it's the 21st century, man. Come on.
No.
Can you leave and come back, Salim? Because your mic is.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Stinking up the place right
just
now.
Barely.
Yeah. Unless he might still be just talking and he can't even hear us either.
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna try and type in the chat.
Yeah. He's pissing into the windows for speed.
He's gonna have to repeat his whole thing.
Oh my god.
Testing.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Quick.
All right, yeah. Look, before my mic went to a sideways, like in the desert of Afghanistan.
I mean, it's funny you say that, but you've actually been to Afghanistan, so like we shouldn't be.
I told you the dial-up needs to stop, man.
In the mountains of Afghanistan, as I was saying, like Bayern and Highline. Oh man. I can make a prediction where Lazio wins, but the thing that would hurt me the most is, can Lazio be a clinic when those chances arrive? And I've not seen anyone, like, anytime Bayern are open, teams could just come out and be like, they fold. Like, what? Why are you not clinical? Like,
yes. Like Leon, like Leon Salim, bro.
Yeah.
These guys didn't. They had all the chances and they didn't finish
And
any
it's
of them.
it's great you said that, dude, because
It could have the game would have been 4-3 and Bayern would have been like out. We would have Lyon against PSG final, like all
Imagine.
French,
I mean,
all
Neymar's getting his
French,
check.
and
Yeah.
PSG loses. Oh, what a
Oh
day!
no, don't do that, man.
Like
This guy just looking for everyone's downfall.
we were all hoping for a Leipzig Leon final.
Oh man,
Yeah, all three of us.
Yeah.
My days, man. Anyway, the that's why I don't want to like give Lazio the win because if I do that, I don't want to like then I see them missing like 5 chances.
Mhm.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna make a prediction on this one. Also.
Dude,
This guy
I've kind of like resorted to doing that too, dude, because like this Champions League is just it's been that crazy
Yeah,
where it's
because
like,
if I do that, and Lazio, let's say I say Lazio, hope Lazio wins, and Lazio just screws over the thing. Like what happens? Like
when
that's
you're
a
going with no
thing.
expectations, when you go with like zero expectations, it's much
And
easier
Lazio
to be
is a good
satisfied.
team. Lazio is a good team also. So you know what? I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I'm gonna say 1-1
Hmm.
a tie game.
I think that's a pretty good prediction.
Yeah.
1-1.
But I think what you said about them missing chances, dude, like Insigne kind of reminds me of that Suarez like striker, like in the sense that like he scores a ton, but he also misses. Like this guy misses a lot. Like he probably should have ended up with twice the number of goals he got last season, like than what he actually ended up with. That might come back.
Yeah,
to this game. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, you guys were saying the battle is going to be one between Savage. You know what? I don't think so. You guys might say the battle between them two, but I'm gonna give you another midfield. The midfield is who's gonna be like the major battle between those two teams. Like it's gonna be probably let me see. The fuck, man. Lavera. That's the name I'm looking for. He's gonna be the key, man. I'm sorry. He's gonna be the key. Livia.
Oh, Lucas Leiva.
No.
Lucas Leiva.
Yeah. He's gonna play. I think he's gonna play. Even though he's old ass, he's gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna play.
Oh.
Unlucky.
He's gonna play.
Unlucky.
and Alberto. Like if Alberto is
Luis
playing,
Alberto.
Luis Alberto.
Yeah, I'm like Correa as well, like up top.
Yeah.
and
Correa.
Andreas
you might say I think he's gonna immobile like the biggest the big like the reason I'm going with Lucas is because of Liverpool connection. Okay.
Oh, really, I never would have guessed, but I'm joking.
Wait.
and
No, go ahead. Sorry.
and Immobile is my key guy because the guy's ass. He misses a huge chance. He's like he disgusting.
Not recently though.
Yeah, not recently. He's been doing pretty well.
I know, but in the Champions League, he's been disgusting. Like he has disgusted me. He missed
Besides
like
the group stage.
yeah, the group stage he disgusted me. So
Mm.
I'll pass it. This round of 16 pressure, you know. Yeah, and
But wait, who's Bayern's
Bruh.
center backs? If that
look,
It's gonna be
I
Alba
really-
and Sula probably.
look,
okay.
Doesn't be one of those two.
look. Bayern. This is the funny thing about Bayern. Okay, you know, Pat. I'm sorry, man. I had to throw this guy in.
No, it's gonna be
Okay.
no, scratch that. It's gonna be Lucas and Sula. Yeah. Okay, that would go.
Oh, Lucas
You know, I
Hernandez.
had.
It could be.
You know, I had to throw. Look,
All right,
Bayern?
I'm ready.
Sane.
Yeah,
Mm.
nothing wrong with Sane. He's a great player.
Yeah, no.
Excellent turnout ball.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
The German Willie.
Sane,
Fuck off.
Gnabry, Gnabry has been asked. Look,
I know.
your guy, Anish,
Gnabry?
Gnabry has been asked.
I mean, he's been injured, but
He's been asked in the group stage. I don't care how injured he was. He's been asked in the league. He's
been
been
dropping
asked in the group
stinkers.
stage. He's been asked in everywhere, bro.
Damn,
I respect
he's
Gnabry.
stinking up the place, I guess.
Coleman, no, the biggest one, it will be Coleman actually.
Coleman.
I'm sorry, it's not Son.
That's good.
Yeah, Coleman, and then
Sonic
the
could
freaking
let's be real.
and no, yeah, Son is needed. Him and that freaking the Canadian pace merchant,
Alpha.
man.
You mean the best,
Canadian
the
pace
best,
merchant.
The
Jesus.
Canadian pace merchant.
the best left back in the world?
Yeah.
Bro, he's just a pace merchant. Let's be honest, bro.
Dude,
And
who's
and
a
he's just
super dribbler and goal scorer.
and he's
very handsome.
he's a freaking dribbling. That's it. But other than that, defensively, he's suspect, bro. He's
spot
he's
on.
like
He's spot on.
he's a suspect.
He's
And
amazing.
Amazing defender. Maldini-esque.
relax,
Yes.
bro. I think look, with all the bullshitting and everything, I'm still gonna go 1-1. But this game, bro, it's too much of a. I'm asking too much of Lazio, man. Because if you miss, because let's be honest, Bayern not gonna give you a chance. They're literally gonna open the ass for you, and it all depends on for you to take that big chance. They're literally gonna bend over, like give you those big chances, and it all depends on you to take that chance. If you don't, then I'm sorry. When they score a goal, it's gonna be too difficult for you to. You're gonna come out, and they're gonna make you pay. You're gonna come out. So basically, you cannot allow Bayern to score on you because you're gonna open yourself. And if you open yourself, and they're gonna I think Bayern gives teams like a false sensation. I really think.
False sense of hope.
Yeah, unless Bayern facing teams that are clinical, like if Bayern are facing, let's say, like who's the most clinical strikers in like inside forwards in now, like.
I mean, unfortunately, Haaland plays for literally.
Haaland.
Unfortunately.
You can say Haaland. You can say Haaland. Who else? Like some of the best inside forward strikers.
Mbappe.
Mbappe. Nah, I still don't like. I'll put him there. Salah, yes, I'll put him there. Like if those players, yes, I know they're gonna score a goal. But other teams, like they get this sense of like, we're gonna give you another one. Another one. Here, have it. Have this one. And you don't score, and guess what? The next thing you find yourself, you're down 3-0. And you're asking yourself a question like, how the heck did that happen? So yeah, I'm not putting any anything. And
Expectations.
And Lazio needs to stop that foolish nuke, man. That's it. If that guy has a field day, I'm sorry.
And the job is gonna be easier without Muller, dude. Muller's really the whole crux and heart.
Oh, I forgot about him. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the one that actually dictates everything. The one that makes you believe. The one that makes you believe, it's Lewandowski you need to worry, but the one you actually need to worry the most.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lazio need to worry about him the most. So yeah, I'm not gonna make prediction. 1-1. My prediction.
All right. Okay, so I think any last thoughts from you guys?
I don't think we've all said what we need to say. Really, we've established our thoughts. So yeah.
All right, so for our football fans, next Tuesday is gonna be our next watch along. So come here for the live. Just come during the match and listen to it because I'm sure it's gonna be entertaining as well, just like last time. For our true time warpers, We might have something special on Sunday for you guys.
Yes.
So
yes.
round us off, Bob.
That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, so okay, guys, we'll see you for the live next week. Are we just gonna do Tuesday's match or Tuesday's games or Wednesdays as well?
We might do both depending on like how many people are available, how many guests we have.
That's true.
We might have a lot of guests if last week was any indication.
All right. Okay, guys, we'll see you.
Showed up, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're a little late to the party here.
No,
But yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Our king is here.
All right. We'll see you guys next week for the live. All right. Bye.